If you need DraftKings help or Fanduel help, and you want to optimize your daily fantasy lineup scores, player positions, payouts on cash games or GPP tournaments, then you don't need to look any further than this brilliant DFS lineup optimizer from Draft Dashboard. They have your fantasy football, fantasy baseball, fantasy basketball and fantasy NHL needs covered for the perfect lineups you can create. How does this dashboard actually help? With so many new players coming on board to play DFS, you no longer need to be a pro and know every single stat for every major league sport. By getting your hands on DraftDashboard.com, even as an average player, you will improve your daily fantasy player picks with ease and far quicker than doing it manually. This means a lot, especially if your intent is to put on multiple lineups. As mentioned above, daily fantasy players who add lineups on popular sites like Fanduel and DraftKings will increase their overall scores with the help of a lineup optimizer. And with that, see better returns from their buy-ins. With stats for each player already at your fingertips, there is no more spending hours of time trying to work these out for yourself, reading every news item related to slates or individual games you are looking to add a lineup to. If you are looking for the best NBA optimizer, NFL optimizer, MLB optimizer and NHL optimizer, Draft Dashboard will be your friend on your daily fantasy sports journey. What's included in Draft Dashboard? Draft Dashboard comes with a range of features that can really open up a bunch of options for beginners and even pros alike. The dashboard looks great and it's structured really well, using optimal technology to get you the results you need to be competitive. It will be a pinch to locate all the best players for any particular slate on any specific day, with data being displayed on detailed charts to grab your ideal player, tracked alongside names and scores. You will also be able to keep track of any injuries and a news feed containing live updates on players. Share any of your picks with others on the platform and join discussions with other users. Along with these, you can also get access to depth charts, Vegas odds and spreads, rankings and player salaries. You aren't limited to just a desktop either, with Draft Dashboard being compatible with all kinds of devices, so players will be able to use their tablets, mobile phones and of course any desktop. So, how does your dashboard work? Draft Dashboard is here to make your daily fantasy sport life a little easier by helping you create winning lineups. The Draft Dashboard will show all the important information for each game slate you want to join, using smart algorithms to optimize your fantasy lineups with only the best players. When looking at your dashboard for the day's games, players who are active for the day are displayed and sorted by Dash Rank. Dash Rank is based on daily fantasy matchups, recent scoring history and other DFS stats. On a scale of 0 to 100, Dash Rank represents that player's chance to score big points on that particular day's game. Next is the matchup rank, with 1 being the best matchup rank. Then, following along from left to right, you will see 2 dots, green if no injuries, and also green if the player is playing at home. Following that is a flame symbol. A red flame symbol means the player is hot at the moment. Probably the next most important metric you will want to view is the FPPG, or fantasy points per game. This is calculated over the past 3 games for that particular player. This alone is a pretty good indicator of how that player is performing in his most recent games, but you do want to also tie that in with some other factors, which Draft Dashboard will provide for you. As a member of Draft Dashboard, you can even recommend changes that you think will benefit everyone, and the company does take these suggestions on board. What are the benefits of this lineup builder? 30-day trial. Draft Dashboard gives you the opportunity to try their tools for 30 days. There is no software that you are required to download, and you get full access to their tools, features and live data for 30 days. Ease of use. Even the most beginner novice will be able to grasp the use of the dashboard with ease. The DFS tools are easy to use and will give you an advantage over even pro DFS players. Visually appealing. When you are looking for a fantasy cruncher, to chew up and spit out the most optimal Fanduel lineups or DraftKings lineups, whilst giving you an aesthetically pleasing dashboard to do it on. You are in the right place. Clear visuals, color-coded players based on rankings and optimal statistics are all found here. Speed. If you are a serious daily fantasy sports player or are wanting to be one, you know that sometimes you need to cut down research time, generate optimal DFS lineups quickly. Draft Dashboard is your speedy DraftKings optimizer or FanDuel optimizer for solid and fast lineups. Sleepers and studs. With the built-in sleepers and studs tool, you are able to add the top scoring players into your team, whilst also adding in those potential diamonds that nobody else has to make strong contrarian lineups that will outclass and rise you to the top payouts. Watchlist. Player watchlists are super handy, and you can add players to this, and the software will alert you if and when there is an update to any player on your list. Dynamic software can be used on all devices without concern of failure. So, if you aren't tied to your desktop, it is still accessible on mobile phones, tablets, laptops and of course desktop. Super support. Nothing like the attention of a support team when you need it, and the folks at Draft Dashboard will provide this year-round to assist with any queries or issues you may have.